Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lamide. Today I'm here with some special guests for another episode of Adulting is the Ghetto. Ratatata! Yes!
The future is now.
So I'm here with my mates, Steph and Adessy, and they are literally like, I know everybody's creative, but they're literally one of the most creative people I've ever encountered, and they're really good at what they do, like genuinely. I'm so proud of you guys, by the way. I hope you know that I am, but you guys are really good at what you do. And I'm just wanted them to share their journey and their experiences and basically speak about following your passion, what there's bills to pay, like how do you actually balance the two and make money out of your passion. So enjoy. So could you just introduce yourself and explain what you do? Who are you?
Hi guys, I'm Stephanie. I'm a director and a director's assistant. I work predominantly on music videos, but also do narrative film and other stuff.
Amazing. But, yeah. And Adessy, who are you?
My name's Adessy. I am a writer and I work in development and I have a podcast and that's me.
What's your podcast called?
It's called That Would Bang podcast.
Yeah, what's it about?
It's a podcast where film meets fan fiction and we talk about TV shows and films and then we come up with alternative storylines of what could have happened. So yeah.
Amazing. Make sure you check it out. Don't worry, I'll put all the links below, like they say, links below. At what point did you know that like you were a creative or you wanted to go actually work in the creative industry full time?
I think for me it was always there was, do you know what it is? Sometimes you just know you kind of just know from early that you're
not gonna go inside the corporate,
that the straight and narrow wasn't for you.
The straight and narrow.
Like even just from early, like I've been like, even if it wasn't film, it was drawing. That was the first thing I did. My brother was amazing at that stuff and he did graphic design, so like I saw his stuff and I was like, I want to do that. And I've always been like very creatively inclined, like I always just tried stuff out and experimented, and it was always either in the creative world or the sports world that I had the most fun. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you very much. What about you, Adessy?
Growing up, I was quite academic. Like I did really well in school. I thought I was going to be a lawyer. I thought I was going to be I thought I was going to wear suits and be really like that babe from JP Morgan, like that's what I thought I was going to be. And then I did some work experience and I slept.
That was me with Sky. Like I said, thank you so much for the opportunity. This was boring. Like thank you, but you're not going to see me again.
I slept and I was like, I considered being a creative, but I still wanted to manage being corporate because I was just thinking about salaries and having money. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll just be like a journalist for like Sky News or something where I can still be on screen but still have this. Yeah, but that didn't really work out. So it transitioned because I realized that I actually enjoyed writing and creating things. However, my fear growing up was being a broke creative. It's been my fear like the whole time. So it was something I had to learn to grow to accept rather than an active choice.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And this leads us really well into like our next question, which is like, have you ever felt like getting a corporate job, and how do you deal with those feelings? Because if you know like the fear of not having your bills paid and stuff, so like how do you deal with those feelings and have you ever felt the need?
Definitely. And I think even though like I've always thought I was creative, I didn't necessarily think I would do it full time because I thought, I don't know how this is gonna work, you know. I just, you know, how do I explain to my mum that I want to be a filmmaker? What is that? Do you know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? Till this day, my dad is still processing the fact that I get paid to do my job. So it's like...
That's pretty cool though. Look how far we've come though.
Look how... Now, but back then I wasn't too sure how that would work out, and I think that's why marketing was like a kind of compromise, because I was like, okay, cool, like I can still get your standard job, but I can still be a bit creative with it. And then like I think after graduating, it was really like a toss up, because I was like, either I can try and, you know, do the corporate side or tech side, you know, like try and get something full time at Google, and then like do it that way, and then try and bring in the creative. Do you know what I mean? But then I realized I'm really like that. I know that I wouldn't be fulfilling my creative potential that way, and I knew it in my heart. That was just a safe and easier option. Not in terms of the job, it would still be difficult, but like just in terms of like being safe and secure, and like having a nice salary and a job that you can say, yeah, like that's my way of making a decent living kind of thing, and it's comfortable. The other option was to just wing it and make stuff and try and survive whilst making it and then see what happened, which is literally what then I chose to do. And like now looking back, I'm like, oh, thank God I did that, because even though it was slower initially to get to where I am, but like it happened now, and like I think I would have been so much less happy having stayed in that kind of that route, because I probably would have still been in the same place doing marketing or whatever, but not knowing I could slyly have been doing something more in line with what I'm naturally inclined to do. So yeah, I would say after uni was that time when I really had to make the decision.
What about you, Adessy?
I thought I was going to get a corporate job and do creative stuff on the side, like Steph said, but then my attention span for things I don't care about, I will sleep. And I think people think I'm joking, but I'm not joking. I will genuinely sleep. So I had to learn how to trust in the creative process, and in the creative industry, especially working at like TV, it's really hard to get into. So you're fighting constantly to get in. So when you're in, you feel like you have to cling on to it for dear life in order to keep going. In regards to have I thought about getting a corporate job? Yes, I have. I thought about getting a corporate job. I thought about it last week. I thought about it 2 weeks ago. Yes, I think about it a lot.
What would you job?
What I do? I don't know. I was even looking up. Even today, I looked up. What's it called? Data.
What? Adessy?
Yeah, no.
That has nothing to do with you.
No, but I can do it. I can do it.
You can do anything.
Because
but like,
I don't know, because I know I have the skills. Like I know I'm academic and I can do anything. Like,
but
put me in front of
data,
tech. Like, it's about keeping you going and being like not realistic. Just choosing about what you want to do. So like I feel like a lot of creative jobs, you can do them on the side of your work, and then if that blows, then you can go. Whereas
I get that.
I was thinking about, do I want to do it that way, or do I want to go full in and then accept that this is my situation right now? Because I think with the creative industry, things change in the blink of an eye. You can go from eating Indomie every day to eating filet mignon in the road. Filet mignon stick. Stick.
Sorry, I'm not cultured like that.
Honestly, it can change so
It's
quick.
true.
It can change, and I'll have calls with Steph like, Steph, I just want this salary.
Honestly, we've had serious talks about salary.
It was when Adessy was like, I can tell you on the salary when I was going out. Someone
And
like
we
killed
would do,
me.
like literally, we would do check-ins with each other, like, have you got a salary yet? Has it arrived? You know?
But
literally.
but then when it changes, and then you're all
Yes,
comfortable, and then like, so the
cool.
positions we're both in right now, we're both like, it's cool. I've also come to realize that the industry that we're in, people tend to feel more comfortable, very comfortable in their 30s. Like that's when they blow, quote unquote. Whereas when you graduate and everyone goes to their normal jobs in their early 20s, they're very comfortable, they're living life. And then you start thinking like, is this really worth it? Am I doing it wrong? Is this like, what if it doesn't work out? What if I'm 30 and I'm crying? So that's, you have to take the risk and decide what you want to do.
Patient with this game. It's not an overnight thing all the time with this one. It's like you've got to be in it for the long haul a little bit.
So how do you like practically like deal with the comparison that may come from it? Because if you're seeing, especially in social media, everybody's buying the house, everybody's like buying a new car and stuff. Like how do you deal with that, knowing that like that might not be you yet? Like you might have to wait a bit longer, or like the real delayed gratification of what you're doing.
I think it's when I also talk to them and they all sound sad. They bought their house and they're crying in it, like, but I'm not upset about that. Well, the second thing is that, like, The trajectory that I know Steph and myself are going on is that when we buy, it won't be small house to buy it. Buy. Like, all honestly, I genuinely know that it's long term.
Yeah.
We'll be our names will be very different.
And stuff,
Do you get me? So I think that's what helps. But I'm talking about this from this state of mind. I've talked to Steph many a time where I'm like,
there's real tears, guys.
Is it one day?
No.
So you have to decide, and I think having friends that are into what you do, where you encourage each other to keep going, really helps.
It's key. I think that's the main thing I would say on this point is just like having people that are in a similar situation or have similar goals to you that you could literally just like hold on to and do the journey with. Because if there wasn't Adessy or like our friend Jess, like without them, guys,
why am I doing this?
I would have worn my shiny suit by now and going to do my regular schmegular job. Do you know what I mean? I would have probably got a 9 to 5 or like done, because I'm like, this suffering that I'm doing that none of my friends are doing. Like, what am I doing?
Is it only me
that must suffer? Nah, I need to pack it up.
So practically, like, how do you ensure your bills get paid?
I live at home.
That's true.
Full stop. No, I live at home, and also like I've grown up learning how to be smart with money. So even though initially when you start off in the industry they may not pay you a lot, like I still know how to save, I still know how to manage. So it's never been a situation where let me not lie. I know in long term I'll be okay, essentially. I think it's just about determining what is most important for you right now. And like bills being paid, I just live at home. I don't need to really pay anything like that. Other people don't have that privilege though.
Yeah, I guess it's just like choosing the sacrifices that you want to make. So like, just staying at home a little bit longer helps. And then also recognizing your value in terms of like, okay, whatever you want to do creatively, sometimes you have to realize that you can maybe get a little bit more than what you're probably charging for whatever you're doing. Or like, say for example, the rates that you charge as like when you're running something as a side hustle at uni is different to when you're a graduate.
So different.
Do you know what I mean? And once you've graduated, you're a full-grown adult with real responsibilities and stuff, and like you have to really consider yourself. Like it's no longer this like fun thing you're doing to just get extra. Do you know what I mean? Like
it's a bill, like you need to eat,
you know? And I'm not saying you should just charge anything. Obviously you have to acquire the skills and like learn your craft, but when you have done that and you've developed your skills and have your own creative voice, you should charge for it. Do you know what I mean? 100%. Don't be afraid to charge for it. And what else would I say? Also, just in terms of opportunities, you kind of have to be a lot more proactive and like a real, really proactive about getting them and like putting yourself out there, not being afraid to ask for help. I think the creative industry is not one to do alone. Like you can't navigate it without, like, both of us have support from like older mentors, people that support us, that have like helped us get opportunities or help us enter spaces that we're in now. Is a very like nepotism based industry for sure. So it's like you can either hate it or just make use of it and start making some friends. For you,
Nepotism is ugly until it works for you.
Exactly. Now I'm like,
bro, like,
more.
Exactly. So my last question is like, what tips do you have for people like you who after uni want to go and do like their own thing?
Have a dad that owns the company. And he will get you your first job. And that's it.
Okay, based on my audience, I don't think they do.
That's the when you enter, you realize, how'd you get in here? Oh, you know what, my dad did. My cousin. Oh, like, all right, cool.
Uncle.
My uncle. Tips. I'd say create your own content and build your own portfolio, because you realize that a lot of the skills you'll use in the industry you've already done from picking up your own stuff. I will also say trust and believe in your own ability. So the script that I wrote that got me signed to my agent was what I wrote in my final year of university as my it was, I wouldn't say dissertation, but in my screenwriting module I wrote a script, and that's what got me signed to my agent. And it's just things like that where you realize that you're actually a lot better than you think you are. I say close your eyes at the people around you and keep focusing on what you want to do and why you want to do it, and know that your journey is probably going to be one step at a time, but each step will get bigger, and then when things transition, it transitions really well. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah, like literally focus on your focus, and the one thing that I've already said on this channel anyways, like one thing leads to another, so do that one thing well, because like you said, like how can that script in uni get you signed, but when you're doing it in uni you wouldn't know what will do, so that's so good. What about you, Steph? What do you think?
It's hard to follow what Adessy has said, because like what she said is so true. Like, first of all, I would definitely say, more than anything, I would say, I hate the word networking, but I think just make friends. Make friends in the industry, and don't try and do it alone. Don't be the, I can be the cameraman and I can also be the producer and I can also, stand on one leg. No, you just stand on one leg. Just get people on board that can actually help you and support you and believe in you. So yeah, don't be a stranger to everyone around. And if you feel like that currently, look at ways that you can get in. There's so many like different platforms and networks that you can join specifically for creatives or to help people get into the industry.
Do you have any examples?
There's Creative Mentor Network, there's Create Jobs Content Production Program, there's, what else is there?
None of those helped me.
That's fine. Yeah.
No, but they helped other people. I think for me, every door that's open is from content I've created myself, as someone who has seen it, that's gone from there. But Steph has benefited a lot from mentorship schemes, but for me it's been like, I've went to your cinema event. That event led to me meeting someone who's like my mentor, that we're working together as partners now, and it's changed completely. So I think it's just going to different events and seeing what works, and as Steph said, echoing the whole network across, because we all come up together. Like Steph and I, our careers are so parallel right now that every time we're both in the journey, it's like, oh, we both got this, we both got that.
I love that.
And we're all, so I know that when we're both like in top positions, we'll have the connections. So I think it'll be cool.
Final words?
Stick at it. Trust each step of the process, because like, as long as, like he said, as long as you focus on that one step and do it well, trust me, even if it's not right now, it will lead somewhere. And like, don't wait for the opportunity to come for you to start moving, because then you'll realize, I should have moved so I have something to show, and then you have nothing, and then the opportunity can pass you by. So
yeah, echoing Steph as well, be active. I've talked to so many people who want to do things but never do anything, and I think the difference between the people that do and don't is that one person's actually doing it. So I think if you want to get into the industry, or if you want to be a writer, if you want to be a director, write or direct. Like with other jobs, you have to do like all these tests and all these different things, and you have all your prep and your interview stuff, but with the creative industry it's like, if we like your work, we're gonna pick you. So have work to show.
So good. And I'll just say, like, no experience is wasted. So even if you may think that this wouldn't add up or do anything, you'll be surprised how like in 5 years time you're like, it was this opportunity or me doing this role that actually led to this, or like me knowing how to use the camera roll, me knowing how to sync music, that actually means that when it comes to doing a full film, I understand all the different elements of it. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for coming on my channel.
Thank you for
It's been great. Yes, and yeah, I'm gonna put all the descriptions and links and the films and stuff, because I have friends that make films. Yeah, so make sure you follow them and follow me, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.